The conversations on Off the Record podcast are strictly social. They should not be reported on as facts or as news stories. They're simply perspectives of persons who are sharing their experiences as they remember it. These are their stories. Welcome to Off the Record, where we sit and we speak with different public figures in St. Vincent and outside. And right now, today we have with us, I don't know if it's current or former athlete or aspiring athlete.
What?
If it is influencer, if it is actress, pageant girl, and we have with us today none other than Miss Jada Ross.
I am a Jill of many trades. Now that you say it out loud, I love that for myself.
Forgot about all these things.
No, but the former athlete really had me taken back. What do you mean?
How far back?
Okay, I definitely would say I've been slacking on the whole athleticism thing, but I intend to do better when I go back to school in Barbados. But for now, it's been my summer, so I needed to really take it all in and enjoy myself and not have to deal with the stress that also comes with being an athlete. And I haven't been competing this year, so there's also that. So you are correct to some extent.
So it is still athlete.
Of course, I will never not be an athlete until my bones dry up, literally.
So is it one sport?
For now, I'm only centralized on squash, but throughout my life, I've done track and field, which I was really good at. I'm a sprinter, and I was the captain of the volleyball team in high school for my final year, and I also did a little bit of tennis. But squash, I think, it is the most active sport in the entire world, and it is such a very intricate and hard to learn sport, but once you learn it, it's like a dance, and it's one of the toughest things you could ever go through in life, playing that sport, but it's so rewarding once you get to a certain level.
But in your opinion, what makes it more difficult than tennis?
The ball is it doesn't bounce unless it's hot. So you have to be playing a very active game in order for that ball to bounce, in order for it to be a proper rally. Else it's just going to be dull. That's why people don't really understand squash. The racket is a lot smaller than a tennis racket as well. And you have to angle it at certain places to get it to certain points in the wall and different pressures. It's not like tennis where I don't want to
Downplay tennis?
Downplay anybody's sport at all, but it is just much different than squash. It's more high pace. It's everything about it is so different. The only similarity is that they both have a racket and a ball.
Okay.
But squash is very much high intensity, in your face, constantly kind of sport.
So tell me something. What would you say are your best moments in track and field, in tennis, and in squash?
For track and field, I didn't get very far in regionals or international because when I started training for Carifta Games, I had a really bad injury, patella tendonitis in both of my knees, and I still have it. So for that, I would say I received the title for physical education in high school. That was pretty big for me out of the entire school. I can't remember the exact number, but I think up until I stopped running, I had about 35 medals. And I think 20 of those were gold, and then the rest were just silver and bronze, a bunch of trophies. Really proud about those. Let me see. For squash, I made it to the Commonwealth Games.
Okay.
In Birmingham. So that I think is my biggest thing. But my proudest moment was when I was 17, I ended up winning, I was 15 actually, because I had to play under 17. When I was 15, I went to OECS in British Virgin Islands and I won the under 19 category. And it was this girl that I still follow to this day. She's stunning. But she, in my head, was tough to beat, and I beat her. And she was literally number one in the OECS at the time. So she was the person to beat, and I beat her. So for me, that was really gratifying, especially being at that time a child. But all in all, every single moment that I've spent on the courts, on the track, anywhere that I've spent it, it's just such a gratifying thing to me to be able to perform to the degrees that I have, and the opportunities that I've been given as a result have all been just a blessing.
Yeah. So that is track and field. What about tennis?
I played tennis for all of like 3 years, if so much. Like I don't remember much about tennis, but I remember when I stopped tennis, I went to squash and then went back to tennis a random day. I was hitting the ball so hard I could not keep it in the court for anything. It just was not staying. I had to like barely touch it to keep it in the court. And that to me was just like, okay, I can't ever go back to tennis. But props to anyone that plays tennis. It takes another level of control and loving the sun to be. No, I really don't like the sun.
So what was it? You played tennis and then you played squash and then you realized you cannot go back to tennis?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
All right. So would you say that through these sports is where you first got in front of an audience or got comfortable in front of an audience?
No. It wasn't through sports. I did public speaking when I was in 4th and 5th grade. I won the best prepared speech for both of those.
What school is that?
Prep.
Prep school is your
The
best school.
trophies are still in the office there, I'm sure. And there were some huge trophies. My father had me like open his sunroof and had me parading through throwing them in my hand. That was embarrassing, but he was so proud.
But I never understood, right? If I go and win something, why is it that the trophy in the office? Why I can't take my trophy?
Well,
home
I
and
had
keep my
one to
trophy
take
at
home, and it had like a nice little flame on it. And I was like, this is so cool. I remember being so excited about it.
Yo.
And the one that stayed at school wasn't as cool. But it was just, it was bigger, but it just wasn't as cool to me. Like I can't hold this and like a baby. It was huge. It was really tall.
Could you imagine what your trophy rack is like? Because you started grade 4 or 5, you said?
Yeah, I started really early collecting trophies and stuff. I have about, I think, 35 medals and about 20 trophies.
When I grow up, I want to be just like you.
Oh, dear. No, I have friends that have so many more like tangible achievements than I do. And not to say like I'm comparing anything, like I am so proud of them as well. But in my head, the numbers I have are like nothing.
Okay.
But I was also very selective with my competing. So I never did long distance. I had sprints. So every medal you see that I have is either from a 100, 200, probably not. 4x1 and 4x2, probably not. 100 meters only. And the prep school and high school and every school I ran for, teachers used to be so annoyed because they're like, please try to do another race besides that. I'm like, no, you want my specialty, you want this gold, you're going to get it there. And I'm not going to compete somewhere that I know I don't fit.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I guess it kind of depends, but it makes perfect sense what you're saying. You have to compete where you feel comfortable, and if you don't feel comfortable, sometimes no matter how hard you push, you'll never feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You have to stay within that area, your own specified lane that you're comfortable with.
Literally. But then I understand the aspect of putting myself out of my comfort zone to kind of elevate to a different point. But if I don't want to be at that point, that certain point, that doesn't mean I'm below. You know what I mean? Like just because I don't want to run long distance or just because I don't want to run hurdles. Oh, jeez.
You ran hurdles?
I was training for hurdles when I got my injury. Yeah, I was. I was going to be a 100-meter hurdler. Look at me.
Nah, not me on hurdles, man.
No, I thought it would have been amazing. I had the leg sprint, whatever. It's whatever.
Okay. So what do you... No, go ahead.
No, you can go.
I'm wondering what came first. Is it the actress or the influencer?
The influencer just came. I didn't try to be an influencer. I still don't try to be an influencer.
Just woke up one day and got followers?
I woke up one day and it's going. It keeps going. The actor in me, the actress in me is within. Like I've never gone to a day of acting school. I've never had a day of acting lessons. Like I did theater arts in GHS, and that is as much like acting school that I had.
What did you play?
What did I play?
In the theater arts, you did different plays, right?
Okay, so let me tell you, my first character I ever had to play in my entire life was a Baptist goat. So listen to how weird that is. Like, and I went outside and I got some grass from, like, I would never forget, it was near the ramp going to the Farm 3 area, and they had grass that would hang over. So I picked one of the high hanging grass because I was like, this can be really dirty, right? If I chew it. So I put it in my mouth and I go back inside on the stage and nobody saw that grass coming. Nobody saw that grass. So everybody was like really excited, like, hey, this girl get this grass from? Like, it just went haywire. Everybody erupted. And the theater teacher was like, I want you. And I was like, yeah, you do.
What did they, so what did the script? It just said Baptist goat.
She literally gave us all a character, and she said, "This is your character." And I'm like, "You cannot be serious. What am I gonna do as a Baptist God?" So I was like, "Yeah, Jesus," and real going off. Like I was making sure I milked that completely because that role was mine. Like that is who I was in that moment.
You milk it cause it's a goat.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even like it didn't cross my mind. But yeah, that was a really good slap knee moment.
So what came after the Baptist goat?
I don't remember. There's some things in between that we did for a class or whatever, but we had drama festival coming up, and I always wanted to be a part of drama festival. I used to go to the shows, really enjoy it, take it all in. I used to watch productions by David Darky Williams and Mr. Tibbles.
Shout out Darky.
Yeah, trust me. Those people are they play integral roles in my development as an actor. But for drama festival, there was a play called Cinderella Syndrome. And I initially wanted to be the lead in Cinderella Syndrome because, I mean, I want to be the leader. I don't want to be anybody. But I never really looked at the lines for the lead and thought, I want this. I saw the lines for the fairy godmother and I was like, she is me. I am her. And then we just randomly were all sitting a day when they were doing auditions in like an IT room. Can't remember what room it was in high school. But they're going through the lines or whatever. And I say, okay, this role is mine, but I also want the warden. How are we going to do that? So I end up playing two diametrically opposing roles in that play of the warden and the fairy godmother because the theater arts teacher was like, you can do this.
So they were never in the same scene?
They were never, no. And they never ended up being in the same scene, but like, they were never supposed to be the same person.
Okay.
But it's like, I'm so good at what I do. And I don't mean this arrogantly. Gosh, you guys know, you guys see the evidence. I'm so good at this. Like, this is my dream. And the role of the warden was just very stern. Like, she was not playing around. She didn't give a damn if this girl was crazy or not. And the show is basically about a girl who is in a mental home for killing her husband, but she's crazy and she's to be abused. So she is basically saying, my husband is going to come back for her. He's a prince. She's Cinderella.
It's a high school play.
Yeah, it was called the Cinderella Syndrome.
Very deep.
It was deep. It had abuse in it. It had rape. It had so many messages inside. We ended up winning drama festival that year anyway, obviously. And then we went to Antigua for regional drama festival. Which we won again. And I got the award for Best Supporting Actress. Oh. And at that moment, I was like, this is me right here. And like, I could learn a script in a few hours and I could nail that thing completely on the head. Just a God-given gift. And I thank God for that gift every day because not everybody could act. I could tell you, like.
That's true.
I see some terrible acting out here, even on TV, and I'm just like, how did you get it?
Call names. Who you saw on TV?
No, not people I know.
I know who you saw on TV
like
that you don't
like LMN and stuff.
Oh no, the LM.
No, they're
that's
terrible.
that's the bottom.
But like even Netflix, I think that girl who plays, oh my God, in Never Have I Ever. Her name is.
I never watched Never Have I Ever.
I can't remember her name right now. But she plays the role of Davy. Right? Whatever. If you ever see this girl, nothing personal. Like, I just didn't think that was your strongest. I've seen other stuff, but I don't think that was your strongest role.
Nah, the worst that I've seen at least so far is Lala in Power and
I've not watched a second of Power.
BMF.
What's that?
Big Mish Story.
Not a second.
To Power. Really? You watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh. No, nearly walk out of this place.
A little. I more love Lord of the Rings.
Lala and Mary J. Blige. I know they're celebrities. I know they're legends within their own right. But
Mary J.
acting,
has her moments.
In acting?
Where she's good. Her moments where she's good.
In acting?
Very
like
good.
what?
Can't think of them right now.
Because they do exist.
I remember seeing and thinking, she's not too bad at this. But others, and she's like, what are you doing, babe? Come on, get off the screen. Don't embarrass me. The black people, black community.
So you say is your largest roles?
Sorry?
What would you say is your largest role? Or are your largest roles so far?
Ooh, I think Jada Elizabeth, me, or Demons Rosebook, $20 daughter, Admiral Captain 2503. Okay. But I really did love that. That when I had to play that for Miss SVG, and then when I had to do Miss Crazy Decent International for Miss Caribbean Culture Queen in Nevis last year. That
All
was
right, well,
good.
we'll get there. But I remember I saw you in a commercial, and now we're sitting here talking. It
With
slipped me.
Bonnie,
Is it Bonity?
probably. When my hair was cut and stuff.
Yes. And I saw you in another commercial, and then I saw you in the Planet Soca promo. And I feel like I've seen you in other promos.
You definitely have. People have been reaching out to me, and thank you guys, by the way, for anybody that reaches out to me and wants me to do work with them. I'm always honored. I'm always like down to do it, but only ethical things, please. I will not be dancing in your videos. I will not be walking up. Like it's never gonna happen. So don't ask, please.
So I'm curious, right? What is the difference between doing it for promo or doing it on socials?
For me, it's not much of a difference because I would say they're just if I'm posting it from my account, then I have more control over it. You know?
Okay.
So if I post my butt, then it's me to post my butt.
Yeah,
I don't want people posting my butt.
it boils down to comfort.
It's literally just a place of comfort and class.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't. There's just certain things I wouldn't do because one, I have a very I don't want to say hoity-toity, but they kind of hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity.
Yeah, my family.
Your family's hoity-toity?
Yeah,
What if your family sees this and they hear you calling them hoity-toity?
No, they know that they are though. Like
Hoity-toity.
they have a lot of class. They are very like up there, you know. So I learned very good table manners and how to properly like sit down at a high tea at like 8 years old.
8 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised because that means if you learn etiquette at 8 years old, you move on to prep
We
school.
had a book
You
this
started.
thick, etiquette, and we had to read that whole book, which was fine because I used to love reading. But I just remember now I think back, I'm like, those are not things that normal, 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds do. But thank you because now not only am I, well versed in things like that, when people are my age and stuff and they don't know how to do those things.
Yeah, that's true.
I am like, okay, so let me show you, baby.
So more in the influencer realm, I saw that you started traveling. What has that been like? Or are you traveling off your own? Or
Not really off my own, but it has been amazing. I can't even stop smiling when I think about it because there's so many experiences that come with traveling and so many people to meet. I cannot stress that enough. Your life does not end in whatever country you're in. There's so many places to go, but it has been riveting to say the least, especially traveling to places where around that time it's very lively. So my last trip was Grenada the other day, and Grenada has been like I want to go back to Grenada right now. If somebody says right now, I booked your flight to Grenada. I don't even care if there's carnival or going back.
It says that CEO at Tony Carnage.
Did I? No.
You didn't
What's
go
the
on
Carnage? I heard everybody was talking about it, but I was so scared to ask. Like, what?
Like she ain't see the episode. Like I asked that same question from that same chair. Like, what's the Carnage? Man?
No, what is the Carnage? Tell me now. We have to clip it. So now I'll be
The
like,
Carnage is the waterfront at that's where the financial complex, the police station. I would say is the town.
yeah, okay.
The big waterfront there.
Okay, yeah, with all the boats and
Boats
stuff.
and
Oh, sorry, I was about to cuss. That place is lovely. I didn't know it was called the Carnage.
Yes.
But as we're going down, the first time I went down there was for Jab. No, Jab had so many people, and I was like, okay, this is very overwhelming. And Entirety of Grenada is playing Jab right now. I need to get out of this crowd. So I ended up finding 2 of my friends after losing my colleague and the people that I came to Grenada with. In like 2 seconds, they were like, if you look down for 2 seconds, you're gonna lose everybody.
Is that much bigger than Vincy Mas? Oh wow.
The jab is huge. I won't lie. I want a drone shot to see just how many people were there. But when I tell you, the sidewalk was full of people. either side and just people.
But the thing, I don't know, right? I'm not doubting you. But for me, the thing about Grenada is the hills and the turns, and sometimes the roads small and sometimes they're large. So it's kind of hard to really measure the amount of people. With that sort of dynamic.
Yeah, but no, it was a lot. I wouldn't say that it's the Carnival Tuesday for sure is not bigger than Vincy Mass. Vincy Mass and Oxygen is just different. But the Jab was huge. I think like they probably pull a decent crowd, like how we would pull like a nice Juve crowd, like a full Juve. That was real full, boy. I was real overwhelmed.
All right, that's your first time playing Jab? How was it?
It was amazing. I'll be honest.
What
So
made it amazing? Yes.
I get there and I'm like, I don't know what to expect yet because it's just chill vibes. And then I'm walking down after I lose everybody. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to play Jab by myself because my disc is not working and I can't reach anybody and I have to call them directly and then their direct calls are not coming through. It was just frustrating. So I'm like, okay, I'm chipping down the road, seeing people, and then there's this girl with a trolley. So this is the thing about Jab. Jab is so random where you don't know what you're gonna expect, but you're gonna find somebody doing the most random thing and you're gonna love it. So this girl has a trolley. I look at her, she looks at me. And I'm like, she's like, get in. I'm like, get in? She's like, yeah, jump in. So I jumped in and she carries me in this trolley for about 20 minutes. And then there's people like coming to her and they're like, I want to carry me in the trolley. So she's like, I don't carry man in no trolley. I was like, okay. Very nice to be a woman right now. Very happy. And then 2 guys come and they douse some oil on my foot. And that's the first set of oil I got for the day. But I was already oily because passing through people, you're oily.
Yeah.
You can't escape oil if you're going town for Jab. Just know that. So they come and they douse my foot in oil. And this oil is so black and thick. And at that point, I didn't even know how black and thick until it went on my foot and it wasn't moving. Like it was just there. Okay, he did it already, so let's just enjoy. So 2 seconds later, that same guy comes back and he's like, "Excuse me, darling." And by the way, I'm sitting on like a big bottle that's almost like a gas bottle.
So you're out the trolley at this point?
No, I'm in the trolley still. I'm sitting in the trolley on a gas
like
bottle.
cooking glass?
No, it's like it's an oil. It's a cooking oil bottle, like the mega cooking oil bottle.
Okay.
That has to screw off. So I'm sitting on that, and my foot is on something, but I don't recognize what the thing is until the guy picks it up, and it's a computer monitor. Exactly, that was me. So I literally have a video on my phone where I'm like, "There's a computer monitor on the out there," like real confused, so confused. I could not understand. So I'm going down the road, and everything is casual. And then I'm hearing like a lawnmower, and I'm like, why is there a lawnmower in the middle of Jab? They take off the chainsaw part and just have the lawnmower there, and it's making the yang, yang, yang noise so people could like play away. And I was just like, let me walk behind this guy because he is creating like a path. And I love this for me. Thank you, Jonah. Is it Jonah? Who parted the Red Sea? Moses. Thank you, Moses.
That's crazy.
Jonah was a whale. Thank you. No, it was real crazy. And it's just real random stuff. And let me tell y'all see people with animals in their mouth, they're 100% real.
Like the squids and stuff?
100%. They're real. Like a guy had a rabbit, he had it cut open, and one of the kidneys for the rabbit was just like flopping. And he's like has it in full Jab, fully black, until he like lift the area and he see like the guts inside.
So like they clean it or it's bloody?
No, it's bloody.
It's in his mouth?
Yeah. They would like grip. You know, like how the mother of a cat would like grip the back of the cat's neck to like carry it around. They would just have it like that the whole time. I'm just like, y'all had to kill that this morning.
How did that feel seeing stuff like that? If I see something like that, my mind going, Obia. And I don't know if that's me being colonized into automatically assuming that Caribbean culture has to do something with witchcraft. But if I see you with a dead animal in your mouth, that's where my mind going. Where did your mind go?
My mind didn't go there. Mine was just like, okay. Because at that point, a computer monitor, somebody was in a wheelchair, right? And I'm like, oh no, but it's kind of cute that they brought this lady in. I didn't know reach to it, so mind fresh. And I was like, this kind of cute. They brought this lady in the wheelchair, you know, although she can't walk, so she could enjoy the culture too. And she gets up and she's like, yo, I sit down in it. And I'm like, no.
So let's talk Miss SVG. How did you decide that you're going to Miss SVG?
So it's been a dream of mine since I was a little girl. when I used to look at Miss SVG show on TV, and I started being allowed to go when I was around 14,
Okay.
I think, 14 or 15. My mother's a Christian and she's very not into the things of the world, but my father is very into the things of the world. So I kind of had the best of both worlds growing up, where I would have the sanctification of Jesus and still get to go to carnival, shake my bottom. Although I was a child, so I wouldn't necessarily shake it too crazy.
Which religion?
Pentecostal.
Okay.
Best. Not to dull down anybody's religion. Okay. But yeah, I always wanted to do Miss SVG as a little girl, and I think it was just a matter of when. So I decided in 2020 that I was going to do it, but then COVID hit, and I was like, "Oh, girl, you know this wasn't have been the ideal time." I was like, "Okay, let's just chill out until the next one comes in." 2022 came around, and I saw the flyer came out at December 2021, and I sent it to Shadisha because she knew from the get-go, from a long time, that I wanted to do it. And
Shout out Shadisha.
my queen forever. I love her with all my heart. I love her, and I love Jamel, and I love Shalisa.
Shout out Jamel.
And Avia. Like, those
Shout
are
out
my
Avia again.
queens. Yeah, you have no idea. Anyway, so I reached out to Shadish and I was like, "Are we doing this?" She's like, "But I don't know, are we?" I'm like, "I don't know." She's like, "So why are you messaging me?" She was really cool about it. So I was like, "Okay, we're doing it." And I just went through it, the journey. I had a really dynamic team. It didn't start off like, I didn't have a solid team to start off, but I reached out to everybody I had to reach out to, and I'm like, "Listen, you guys, I need you so badly. Like, I need to win this, but I'm going to win this, and I need you to be here with me when I win it."
But so I'm curious, the bonds that you formed or the relationships that you built, where did you meet like Shadisha and Jamel, sorry.
I don't remember exactly where I met Shadisha or Jamel, actually. I was just like huge fans of them because they entered Miss SVG, and I was like, they're so beautiful and they're so smart, and like, I want to be their friend. Really, like, I'm actually so sad. Like, if I want to be your friend, I'm literally gonna be like, "I actually like you so much, and I want to be your friend." I will tell you, right?
I wish life was that easy for men.
It's not.
It's like, hey, let's be friends.
It's also not that easy for women too, because if you look like me, you often buck up on girls that want to compete with you, which is very sad. But
sounds like an experience, but we won't go there yet.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there either. It's never gonna happen. But yeah, so after I reached out to her, it was just like a constant flow of things from then. I just reached out to everybody that I had to reach out to, my entire team. I don't want to start calling names of my team because I'm going to forget somebody. My team ended up being so large, so large, so many people helping out with different things. And all I had to do was learn to practice interview questions, learn my talent, learn how to walk properly in these 6-inch heels, and just deliver. That's all I had to do. I didn't have to worry about anything else. And for that, I love my team with my entire heart, and I'm forever in debt to them. If they tell me to walk to Fancy and come back, I will go. I will complain on the way and back, but I will go. I literally will go.
So what was the actual experience like?
It was very tough. I'm not even going to lie to you. Anybody that says that journey is not hard, they did not work hard enough. And if they said that and they won it, it was the best of the worst. I'm telling you right now, because to receive the benefits to be derived from an experience like that, it is tough. It is hard. It is a whole bunch of like mental breakdowns and thinking that you don't want to do this and going to bed at 4 in the morning when you have to wake up for 4 in the morning as well. Like, trust me. Sometimes I will be going to work with like half an hour sleep in me. I still have to work the whole day. And then go to training after.
So what kept you going?
Winning. Knowing that I was going to win. Knowing that these people that I have helping me are so good at what they do that they are going to make sure that I have all the tools I need to perform on that night. Mentally, physically, everything. Like, I knew I was going to win when I got to that venue. I literally was in my dressing room and I have a picture still of me like sitting down and my foot is like kicked out and I'm just like I was just so excited. And I knew I wasn't gonna win regionals because I didn't feel the way that I felt for national pageant. I did not feel even half as confident. And for Miss SVG, I was like, this, I just going out there to perform, and I really excited to perform this performance for everybody because I know they're gonna enjoy it.
All right. So you went out there, you used all your training, you performed your heart out, and you received the crown. Following the crown, there was some like backlash and stuff because I saw some stories on social media and they were saying that, okay, this is the case. How did you feel about that?
I didn't even care. The crown was on my nightstand. I did not give a damn. I literally didn't like. I'm just like, you guys are so cute because it literally doesn't matter what you do at this point. Once I walk through this entire year, my name is set in stone. Whichever Miss SVG pageant you go to after this, my name would be there.
I think it takes a very high level of confidence to feel that way when there's so many comments.
I didn't even see the comments. So Karen used to tell me this a lot. Love Karen on my hand. And Auntie Toya, Latoya Dorisha John, they would literally tell me, Karen would be like, horse blinders. Like, you can't see these people. You don't know who these people are. You're not going to read these comments. Shadisha was handling my social media throughout my period as Miss SVG. Like, so I wasn't the one Holly was talking to.
Right.
Simple. Unless it was WhatsApp or unless I said this is Jada, I wasn't the one y'all were talking to. So whatever y'all would have said to me, whatever, anything negative, Jada was not receiving them. Jada did not care.
Okay. So what was your relationship like after with, well, you said you shouted out Avia in the beginning, but with the contestants and the wait.
I'm so sorry for laughing. Because do I even go into this? No, I'm not gonna go into this. I am mad love for everybody that I competed with in that pageant. Sorry to say that maybe the feelings were not reciprocated on certain levels. And you know what was funny? I was friends with some of them before the pageant.
You think that's a normal thing in pageantry?
It's very catty and it's very disgusting. And I'll tell y'all in a bit about my regional pageantry experience. But for the local pageant, there's definitely some of them I still talk to. I think my favorites throughout those, and I don't care. I'm not putting my favorites. Well, Kelly and Pallavi. I didn't know Kelly before that, but I was like, who is this girl and where has she been hiding? Because I am so in love with
Kelly.
her.
Kelly is a mood.
Kelly is Kelly, and Kelly will be Kelly. And if you don't like Kelly, Kelly doesn't care.
She said it. My name is Kelly.
No, she is actually so funny too.
People don't understand how funny Kelly J is.
Without trying, bro. Like Kelly is just like hit after hit after hit, punch after punch. I love that girl so much. And then Pallavi was so sweet and so supportive throughout everything. I knew her before, but not like well, but I knew her. And at no point did I feel like she was not genuine with any compliment she gave me, or she was not being a genuine person. Like I felt the love throughout that. I wanted better for Pallavi so bad in that pageant. Like I knew I was gonna win, right? But I was like, if Pallavi comes second, I wouldn't mind. Because I know nobody was gonna beat me. I just knew it. Like I felt that in my soul.
So we are off the record. You pointed out that you have a great relationship with Pallavi, a great relationship with Kelly. What do you say? It was 8 contestants, right? Who do you say you don't have such a great relationship with?
I don't talk to any of the others. I don't have a reason to.
I didn't expect.
No, I just don't have a reason to. Like we didn't connect. Well, there's some of them that I knew before the pageant that we were actually friends, and we're no longer friends because of the pageants and however the outcome was. But I will not get into that.
Okay.
I love Pallavi and I love all Kelly and I love all the girls that I entered the pageant with, but connections just don't always have to, remain or prolong or go beyond a certain period in life.
That's true.
And that's just what it is. Like, I wish everybody the best and I hope they have the most outstanding futures, but I just don't want to be anywhere around it. Respectfully.
And that was 2 years ago. We're going on to the regional pageant because you seem like that was the one that. Tell me about it.
So I started preparing very late for that. Probably like the pageant was in August, early August, and I started properly preparing at the end of June, early July. That was terrible. I don't know why I did that, but I was like, okay, maybe I don't need to prepare so much for regionals as I did for the local pageant. And I still had, like, it was still fresh on my mind, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have a talent until 7 days before leaving.
And what was the talent?
7 days before the pageant, 2 days before leaving, something like that.
What was the talent?
It was another acting piece, and I ended up writing that script myself.
Okay, so we have script
With the
writer
help,
added.
yeah,
We need a graphic. I need to
I'm
just come
actually a
and say.
playwright to hire me,
Hmm.
and I'm sorry, guys. So all those people that want my help and stuff to do those things, I can't do them for free because it takes a lot of energy out of you and
Yesterday's
time
price.
and dedication. So
It's not
I
today's
literally
price.
do have a price.
It's not yesterday's price.
Sorry?
And it's not yesterday's price.
And it's really not yesterday's price. Let me tell y'all something. It's not yesterday's price. So don't think it is. But what was I
Be clear,
saying?
is that Miss Caribbean Culture Caribbean?
Miss Caribbean Culture Queen.
In St. Kitts and Nevis?
Yes,
Okay.
best regional pageant you could ever enter. The most amazing team. Shout out to Randy. Shout out to Prince. If you ever see this, I love you guys. You made me feel so welcome, so at home. I felt like I didn't leave St. Vincent at all, and I love that for me. The girl that won that pageant, I love her with all my heart, and that made me realize that I wasn't the problem when I won my pageant, because even in loss, of course, I was heartbroken by it, but you could even see they have like video recording reaction and pictures of when we held hands as the top two and they announced who won. My heart was shattered, obviously. I lost by 8 points.
Yeah, it's alright.
But when I tell you, that girl was so genuine from the moment I met her up until now. Like every now and then we would like chat.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even like, I didn't mind. I was like, you know what, girl, take this win, because it had to be that you did so well and well deserved, because I definitely I didn't perform my best. I gave the best that I could given the time period that I had to prepare, time period I gave myself. I blame myself for that actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting the time I wasted.
So, SVG is around the corner, and naturally there are people who already are interested for next year.
Mm.
So, although those were your experiences, what would you say to someone who asks you for like advice, or if you were to lay some knowledge on the upcoming contestants, what would it be?
I definitely would say that you absolutely should still enter this pageant. Like, don't let anything I say sway you with regard to people treating you a certain way, like the contestants and stuff. It's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen in a pageant, it's gonna happen when you're doing something in school. It's gonna happen when you go to a party and you look nice. It's gonna happen in the most subtle ways. People are gonna be mean, but don't let that deter you from a certain goal you have in mind. Whether your goal is to not to pay a single student loan, because baby, that feels amazing. I'll tell you right now, I have no student loans. Or whether it be to take you to a period of self-actualization where you know what you want to accomplish, and this is a stepping stone to get you there, which is like, for me, it's a stepping stone to where I am going to be, which is a movie star.
That's your goal?
Mm-hmm. And it's what I will be.
What type of movies?
It literally doesn't matter.
Well, what do you say you're interested in right now?
Action, sci-fi. I could play in a horror, but I want to be like somebody that saves people in the horror. I don't want to be the one that goes through it, because those people annoy me because they make the worst decisions.
I don't know. They always say black people not supposed to really.
Yeah, so I would be like the cop that's gonna bust in there or something. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, please help me, and not do that. Although I'll be pretty good at.
Let's
being
explore the
down to
forest.
No.
Let's follow the noise.
No, I'm not gonna be. So like even like movies like that, like action movies, I'll be a part of. I would love to play any role with Dwayne Johnson in a movie and Kevin Hart and them together in a movie that I am in. I would literally die. Like I would love that so much.
You might have to travel to Europe and stuff for stuff like that to happen.
Yes, exactly.
Because I know a lot of those movies are shot in like Central Europe, Hungary, Berlin.
Yeah.
A lot of those movies are shot in, because I know Dune for sure was shot in Hungary.
It was?
Yeah.
They're such amazing actors. Like a lot of the actors I look up to are not female, you might think, but they're not. I don't necessarily like have a set group of people, but I just love to look at movies. Well, not movies. I love to look at movie series. I love to look at people that are acting and just see how they look under different roles. Absolutely love it. And somebody who's very consistent, two people, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. Consistent. Ryan Reynolds too. Ooh, Ryan. Something about Ryan. He's so good.
So right now, what were your top 5 favorite actors?
Those three. And then I never remember her name, but the woman that plays Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Never.
Gal
She
Gadot.
has a kind of name.
Yeah, she Middle Eastern. Gal Gadot.
I don't know what her name is,
Yeah.
but girl, I love you. I love Gwendolyn Christie, who is playing the in Wednesday. She's in Wednesday.
The main character. She's
No,
Wednesday.
no, she's not Wednesday. That's Jenna Ortega. I also
Okay.
love her. But Gwendolyn is this. She's a tall, like white lady, but I think she plays a man in the
Okay.
thing. At least the character was given man, but it's one. Love her. Let me see who else. Tyler Perry is also. I would love to work with Tyler Perry. Tyler boy, if you see this, call me. Call me. I got some ideas. Like, who else?
That's pretty much it.
I think that's pretty much. If I can't think of anybody else,
I hope if it's anything off the record does for you is someone sees it and they're like, okay, let's try this girl. Let's call this
I
girl.
would
Let's-
love. You guys would not be disappointed. I'm telling you.
But let's talk about how we met. We met on a different platform when you were the what do I want to say brand ambassador?
I would say at the time I was doing ambassadorial things for them.
So how did you come about to be doing ambassadorial role, fall into that role for ICC?
I was just called. And they're like, Jada, we absolutely love you and we love your presence. We love the way you speak. People say that I'm very well spoken. And it is true. For a Vincentian as well. Let me not say for a Vincentian.
I just about to ask what you mean by that.
No. You guys can't deny that the vast majority of Vincentians do not speak like I do. I sound like I don't live here, which I technically don't. But I sound like I did not grow up here. And that's just how I speak. People just normally be like, where you get this accent from? Sometimes I don't even know you're trying to accent. But let me tell you, I have plenty accents. If I really want to try it on, I try it on immediately. I take it back off. But I just speak very well. And I think that's just something that's not very common down here. Am I lying?
Cameraman, that's your accent there?
Am I lying? I'm not lying. What were we talking about?
Now you speak well. I found it interesting when you would dip into the different accents. And I was wondering where did it come from?
It's just natural.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also have a thing where if I travel to a country, I could pick up the accent real quickly.
Okay.
So as soon as I went over to Barbados, everything was, and as soon as I see the word, is just go crazy.
You're opposing views on Bayesian accent.
No, there are lots of people that their accent is just absolutely very toxic and I hate to hear it. But then there's some Bajans I like to hear speak. All them song they have hot food in their mouth, but I love y'all so much. Like, don't think I don't love y'all and don't think I don't love your accent. Mwah, mwah, mwah. But yeah, back to ICC. They reached out to me, they said, I love the way you speak, I love the way you carry yourself. Let's could you jump on this wagon and be a part of this and do some radio interviews and basically talking about the party stand for us. And I was like, yes, no problem. Like, I would love to. The party stand at the time was actually so, like, it was such an amazing idea. That did come to fruition. So I was more than happy to be a part of something that is so big as well. And to be hosted in my country was amazing. Like, of course, I would like to be a part of it. So that was just basically it.
I don't know. What I noticed about it and what I give you props for is you were briefed, you remember what you were told, and when you got into those interviews, you were in control of the information, you were in control of how you wanted that information put out there, and you did represent them well in promoting the
Thank you.
the party stands.
Yeah, and let me tell y'all, I'm always nervous before I do any of these things. Anything you see me competing or performing, I'm nervous.
Really?
I'm losing my mind. Yeah. I literally had jitters walking in here and I'm just like, why do you even have jitters? Just a sit down regular conversation, like you're cool.
Kelly said that as well.
Yeah.
Everything that she does, she goes into it nervous.
It just happens. I think it's just you also don't want to fumble. You don't want to look bad. You don't want to your mind takes over in a sense where it puts you in a state of like panic. So I had to tell myself, relax, because it's not that serious. I'm just going to come in here, have a regular conversation, just like you used to do for Miss SVG. And you, like everything that stem back to Miss SVG. And as I would encourage anybody to enter, like I could answer any question. I could be in any room. I could have any conversation. I could do almost anything because I entered that pageant and I had so many experiences from it.
You know what's interesting? People gravitate towards you. And I was about to ask, have you ever gotten a call when you're like, oh my God, I got this call?
Many, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I definitely have been like, I definitely remember having that feeling. I'm like, oh my God, you believe this? Oh, you know what? The first one was. So I have started carnival modeling as of this year. And I reached out to a few carnival bands. I did it very late, by the way. I did it so late, and I don't really know the carnival schedules of the different Caribbean islands just yet. At least I'm learning now, but at the time I didn't know. So I reached out to Grenada first. I reached out to St. Lucia. I reached out to Trinidad. I reached out to Bahamas. Not Bahamas, Bermuda. But Grenada was the only one that answered. Well, they all answered, sorry. Even Trinidad, which was like shocking. But at the time they were done, like their carnival was just finishing. So they weren't ready for that. And Grenada was like, hey, yeah, we actually been watching you for some time. Give me a number. This, that, we'll be in touch. And they actually called. And I was like, okay. So we had a cute little conversation, got to know each other a little bit, and then they said they wanted me to be, you know, an ambassador for them, be a part of their photo shoot that they're having, which is ideally what I want to do. I want to be a carnival model. I want you to call me, fly me in, take like pictures in your costumes and send me home. Yeah. And pay me, obviously, and send me home. But yeah, so when I got that call and I got to go to Trinidad to do the shoot for the Grenada Carnival, I was like, this is sick. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe little old me was there. I was the youngest person in the room. And that was when I was like, Mama, I made it. Like, I was like, I made it. I could die right now. I'll be so happy. Like, no, not really. But yeah, I think it was really cool. And then they loved me so much at the shoot that they were like, okay, we're going to fly you over to Grenada at the end of the month for the launch. So you're going to be a part of the shoot and the launch. And I was just like, this is crazy. This is actually a dream. I am beginning to live my dream, and I can't stress it enough how much God has blessed me.
I love that for you.
I can't stress that enough. That ain't no luck. That ain't no nothing. Like, this is all God-given talents, and He gave me a good body and a song mind, and He was like, hey, like, do what you gotta do, like, conquer the world, and you're gonna do amazing things. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. And I went about my way. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why immediately you said on my mind go Jada the Body. I could see that name, Jada the Body.
No, listen, he was like, give her a smashing figure. And I'm ready to go with it because you know people won't come after she, you know? And that's something too. These industry people, these industry men, women, boys, girls, like, y'all not gonna get me. So just leave me alone.
So we
can be friends.
So who does Jada look for when she's dating?
I have a partner and I'm very happy and very content, and that's as far as I will go with that. I look for somebody that is very kind because I'm not. I'm kind. I'm not nice. There's a difference.
What's the difference?
Being nice is when you're not very selective with the energy that you're giving people. You're trying to give everybody this energy, just good energy, but eventually it's not really good energy because you're talking about people behind their backs and not really being genuine with it. Being kind means I'm being completely attentive to the people that matter, and I'm ensuring that they are very happy as well. And I'm ensuring when I'm attentive to the persons that I love or the persons that I care for, and I'm ensuring that they are happy as well. And it's not just appeasing to the first, like the top layer of somebody's like ego or whatever. No. Like I don't care about strangers enough to be like, oh my God, you look amazing when you don't.
That's probably one of the realest thing I heard in a long time because
I'm
women.
so real, y'all. I'm
Oh
so
my God,
real.
you look so good. Oh, any comments? This, that,
And then
that.
and then you're like sending that same post to somebody else and
Watch
saying,
how she
"Oh,
look.
exactly." Now I'm not gonna be one to do that. So no, don't do that. Don't send it to me. I don't want to know. I don't like talking stuff about people because when you send stuff and it's funny, I'm gonna laugh and then I'm gonna look like a bad person, and I'm not.
So you want a partner to complete that for you. What I'm
Yeah.
not, you want your partner to be.
Not like I don't seek that out. I tell you honestly, I don't seek out partners. I don't. People just
I
like
just know, you know, when you're
gravitate.
talking to somebody, you know that they're going to say. So I knew you were going to say that.
I don't. I literally just be chilling. I just be chilling, and the people just come about. Like when I parted with my former partner, I was like, okay, I want somebody else now. It was just that I was like, okay, I want somebody else now. My friend was like, okay, you want this or this? I was like, that one. Literally, it was exactly like that. It was exactly like that one. I'll message them
That's
right
the
now.
life I want to live.
Message them right now and see how you know.
Hey, so
Hey.
you're single?
Yeah.
You want
Not
this or
even
that?
that. I was like, I don't normally
Give me
do
that
this.
one.
But
All right,
here's
I'll line it up for you.
yeah, like it was real simple for me. And then I hung out with them like once, and we just never stopped hanging out and that was June last year, and we got together in like August.
Anniversary, man. Recently.
Yeah, yeah. But
Congrats to
I was
you.
in Grenada. I was in Grenada living it up. Like I was having so much fun. I think I ended up leaving on the day of the anniversary too.
I
That
think
was a
that's the high
year.
school girl just came out in you.
Yeah.
And we always attacking convent girls, you know. But the real villain.
I think the villain is bad people. You know the villain is the Star Force girls.
Yeah, they made like that's why I can sit down here
I wasn't a
and have
mistress.
you attack.
I don't know. I don't know. Miller was fine. The Miller
And I
boys
was
were
having
fine.
so much fun talking to you. No.
The Miller boys were fine. Didn't say any more Miller boys, okay? Miller and Reeves were my boys. Them will be Crick and Lopey. Can't stand them, but anyways, sorry if any of my friends were in Crick and Lopey. I don't remember who was in what. Yeah.
So, what would you say to persons like now that we're wrapping up? What would you say to persons who are interested in the stuff that you have had the opportunity of participating in? Whether it is the athletics, whether it's the pageantry, whether it's the acting, whether it's being an influencer, what would you say to those people?
You just have to be yourself. Like I can't stress that, I mean people say that and it's very like corny if you hear it, like people say it. But you literally have to be yourself. I can't stress this enough. It literally is so irritating when you go and you book up on brands or you're doing your little athlete thing and you realize that a person has a very nasty demeanor that they're giving off in an effort to be the most sought out in the room or the most recognized. Like that's just gonna put you down a very deep dark hole of the unknown. Like be yourself, be completely confident in what you are bringing to the table. If you know your price is 200 US for a video shoot, tell them 200 US, and whoever doesn't want to pay it, goodbye. The next person would pay it. And let me tell you, they absolutely will pay it. You just have to know exactly, what you're worth in anything that you do. Being paid for it or not, you have to know if it's worth like coming, being a part of it, being in the experience, what it is going to do for you, how it is going to help your networking opportunities. You just have to try to think about everything. Think about the backlash you might receive, although I'm somebody that really does not give a crap. Like I literally just turn off my phone when I start getting backlash. Not who you're talking to, because you're not talking to me. iPhone is off. Like you cannot disturb me on Vibes Cartel internet. I would absolutely turn off my phone. So yeah, just be yourself, be confident, support the persons around you that are also within the same niche. Not because they're competing with you or they are ahead of you in your game. should you be a certain way towards them, or not want to help them, not want to support them, not want to set up the tripod for them, not want to help them clean off the spikes, like not want to hand them the racket. Like those nasty little behaviors set you further back. And then there are people that are watching. There's people that are always watching you, whether you realize it or not. Somebody is looking, somebody is scouting, and it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time, having the right conversations. So always carry yourself with a certain level of class and a certain level of authenticity, where when persons see that, it radiates through your veins so much that they're like, I have to have this person. Wow.
All right, and this has been Off the Record with Jada the Body. Nice having you, Jada.
Nice having myself. Nice being here.